You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans, I've got your early edition spoilers for August 19th through the 23rd. It looks like it's time for Billy Abbott to shake a confession from Chelsea. It's coming soon. As we always do on early edition day, we also talk about what's coming the rest of this week, just for context for next week's spoilers. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. Click that subscribe button if you're not following us, and let's dive in to the action coming the rest of this week, and then we'll talk about next week, starting with Wednesday, August 14th. So Jack isn't real happy that Billy is putting the Abbott name on Chancellor. He talked about that on the most recent episode, but then he finally relents and just says, you know what, I trust you. And then talk turns to Kyle. Billy thinks that Kyle is behaving in a very entitled and spoiled way, and that it's been getting out of control more recently. Jack tends to agree, and Billy thinks that the best reality check for Kyle is an epic failure. So they're both looking to see whether Glissade is going to crash and burn with Kyle at the helm. Meanwhile, when Nikki tells Victor that she wants Claire working with her again and thinks it would be really good for her because she was a very good assistant, Victor's very concerned that being around Claire back in the dynamic they used to be with employer-employee, that it may trigger Nikki to drink again, but she reassures Victor that her sobriety is in good shape and she wants her granddaughter, their granddaughter, completely integrated into the family. They're taking steps to make it happen. Speaking of family, Summer Newman spends some time talking to her boyfriend, Chancellor. She has been unloading to him just about what's going on with her and Kyle, and he gives her some very good advice based on the situation he had with Abby, because they had a very acrimonious split since he walked in on her, doing the deed with Devon, and now she's with Devon. So definitely a messy situation. He advises caution. He advises compromise, and for her to try harder to work it out with Kyle so it doesn't hurt Harrison. But she keeps harping on Audra out of nowhere, mostly because Phyllis has pushed her in this direction. It's just not a good look. Meanwhile, Claire delivers some very good news to her mom, Victoria. She confirms that she does want to go ahead and change her last name to Newman, as long as her dad, Cole Howard, isn't upset. And when the other Newmans find out, Nikki and Victor, they are very excited, and Victor's very sure that they will be able to get Claire into the company business and out of the nanny business once the custody case is over. Meanwhile, Summer runs into Claire when Harrison is not around and kind of low-key wants her to spy on Kyle, but specifically about his interactions with Audra. And of course, Summer is somehow convinced Audra's a danger to Harrison. Literally, Audra's never been in the same room with Harrison that any of us have ever seen. This is just Phyllis filling her ears. It's like Phyllis is just running around Genoa City lately, just upsetting people and working them up and stirring the pot and causing drama. And I do think Jack is right when he told her she has too much time on her hands and she's being a busybody. Tracy brings her new boyfriend, Dr. Alan Laurent, home to Genoa City. Everybody's so excited to see her back. Tracy, Alan, Diane, Jack, and Billy all have a meal together, and they are grilling Alan on his future with Tracy, and Billy asks some very hard questions about the fact that they live on separate continents, and that's not very conducive to a long-term relationship. That takes us to Thursday, August 15th. Sharon Newman is caught and cornered in a big old fat lie. So she tells Faith she can't go on her retreat to Sedona, where she's supposed to be getting her head on straight, because there is a crisis at her company, Cassidy Inc. But the thing is, Mariah has stepped in as CEO. Mariah overhears her lying to Faith about why she can't go on the retreat, and the two daughters talk. Then they go back and they confront Sharon, and she gets really, really mad. She doesn't like being cornered. She doesn't like being questioned. They're calling her out, and rightly so, and she pushes back hard. We have an undated spoiler, but it may occur on this day, where Nick Newman and Daniel Romalotti are discussing Sharon's state of mind. Hopefully, Daniel will update him on some of his concerns about her fixation lately on Cassidy. Meanwhile, Victor doesn't like a decision that Nikki's made, and he's challenging her about it. And Adam and Chelsea have yet another conversation about their fears for Connor, but their fears are enhanced because he's in outpatient treatment. He's back home in the real world where there's going to be a lot of stress and tension around him in an environment that is not controlled, and they are very scared he's going to backslide and could hurt himself. Friday, August 16th of this week, Billy confronts Chelsea. He told her that he would back off about whatever secret she is keeping that he thinks is tied to Adam, but it looks like he is out of patience. Billy's had a very frustrating week, tense conversations with Jack, very confrontational conversations with Lily, where he feels like Lily is plotting against him, and I do think she's about to be. And Chelsea, can't handle the pressure, but it is Cliffhanger Friday, so the confession may not come until the following week. Meanwhile, Adam is trying to keep things hidden from Sally Spectra, who has questions of her own. Plus, she and Billy keep having conversations where they're bouncing things off each other. They're being friendly, nothing inappropriate. However, when they each have suspicions, they're sharing it with each other, and everything is ratcheting up a notch. And Victor lays some pressure on Audra and Kyle. Certainly it must be about making Glissade a hit. That takes us to the week of August 19th through the 23rd. Summer is irrational, and her flawed fixation on Audra could absolutely ruin what she promised Chance that she would do, that she would really try and work things out with Kyle so she could stop fixating on it. But because she is so hyper-focused on a non-existent situation, of course, she thinks Kyle is back with Audra. He can't prove a negative. Even if Audra came up and told Summer, we're not together, she wouldn't believe her. So there's actually no way to fix this mess until Summer lets go of this disbelief that she is projecting as truth. Meanwhile, we're going to see more of Sharon Newman lashing out at everyone while refusing help and getting in deeper with the demon on her shoulder, aka the hallucination of Cameron Kirsten. It definitely sounds like it's time for an all-hands-on-deck intervention. Adam may want to watch his back because Billy may be coming for him once he rattles the truth out of Chelsea, who is hanging on by a rapidly dwindling thread and ready to confess. This is not going to be pretty when it explodes. Sally's trying to be there for Adam while defending Billy as her new pal, but her world is about to come crashing down while she is still dealing with her grief. Lily Winters has to face the harsh reality that Billy is a big problem and may look at a way to get him out of the building. Could Victor be the answer she's looking for? Claire continues to be torn about the custody battle and maybe weighing whether or not to tell Kyle what Summer asked her to do. And Tracy and Alan are going to pack off to Paris in coming days. Those are all of our Y&R early spoilers. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know in the comments what you're excited to see. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, talking Young and the Restless with you 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.